Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, June 2nd, 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you coming back every week, I appreciate you so very much. And for those of you new today, thank you for joining. I hope what you hear today you do connect with, and that if you are listening to it on YouTube, you will like, subscribe, and share. I can also be found on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa M. Hopp. I'm also on Facebook under my business page, Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. Please go there and connect. It would be so great if you would do that. I appreciate the feedback, and I just appreciate all of you who are listening and supporting this podcast channel. Every week I have a topic, and most of the time every week I am inspired last minute. And this morning I happened to see a tattoo from someone I know personally that inspired me and reminded me that this is a very important topic, and the topic is let them. And you may have heard this let them out there. It was started by author and spiritual coach Mel Robbins. And it is not about letting people mistreat you and continue to mistreat you. It's let them do what they want, and you let go of it. You let go of the expectations. You let go of the hurt. You know who you are. You take care of you and surround yourself with the best people. So let them not invite you. Let them not meet your expectations of how good you are. I am someone. I used to do this. It wasn't conditional. But I just always lived with the hope that how I treated others, they would treat me that way too. They would look out for me. They would have my back. And humans don't always do that. They are who they are. They go through their own story. They go through their own experiences, their own perceptions. We all foul up. We do. But it's about taking it personally. Now, if it's intentional, you do something about it. But a lot of times when people are harmful towards us and our feelings, they're not really trying to harm us. They're just being them. They're just fouling up, right? I've done it, I'm sure. I know I have, because I'm a human being. You let someone down, but you don't even realize you've let someone down, and you would like to hope that people know you wouldn't intentionally let them down, but you can never know, because everybody comes from their own perspective, from their own emotional state, from their own thoughts and feelings. And so all we can do is do the best we can and live our highest selves as much as we possibly can. And let everyone be who they are. Let them be who they are, because you can't force another to change. And I have found if you tell them that they've let you down, they tend to then treat you worse, to be honest. They treat you worse, because inevitably we all want to be accepted for who we are, because we know at the core of ourselves that we are accepted, loved unconditionally in heaven. Even though our head can be filled up with the fears of what man tells us about heaven and God, that there's an angry God, that there's judgment, that we might go to hell, that there's only one way to get there. I was asked this just yesterday, out of fear. A person was so afraid their loved one was not in heaven. No, never fear that. Because you are so loved. You are so adored. It is unconditional, really. Even if you're awful, they still give you a shot. So you may, need more healing. You may need to experience some karma. No. If you have any good within you, you're getting there. So please know that. And if they had good within them, if they were loved, really loved, then they're there too. And so it's so important to keep in mind. So sometimes our head can be filled up with things that are not truths. But it's what we've been taught. It's how we've been programmed. And keep that in mind, because at the core of you, you know. I remember I was in church when I was very young. I was probably maybe no more than 6 years old. And I was hearing all these things about God. And I remember thinking that it's not possible for me to be a better person than God. That doesn't make sense. Because they keep telling me how almighty this energy is. And it's so unhealthy, because you're taught how loved you are, and then you're taught that you should fear that you're not good enough. But you're loved, but you're not good enough. But you're a sinner, but you're loved. And you don't know what to do about it. So I remember thinking, I don't think I agree with what I'm hearing, because I would be all right with people going to heaven. I would want all people and animals to be there and to be loved and be taken care of. So I am pure like that. Wouldn't that energy who created me be that way as well? Yes, absolutely yes. And so it's very important to understand that sometimes our fears are there. And fears, I feel, are for the most part unnecessary. I think that's a knowing. For the most part, they're unnecessary. And also know this, when it comes down to let them. We're all connected. We're all one. And whether someone intentionally harms you or unintentionally harms you, there are consequences for everything. Everything. But you can't celebrate it. This week was a week where there was some karma going on. And there were many people celebrating that karma. But when you celebrate karma happening to someone, you're asking for yourself to get some form of karma back that perhaps you don't want. I don't celebrate. I just observe. Will I acknowledge sometimes that karma is just and right? Absolutely. But will I pop champagne and do a happy dance or wish for it or wait for it? No, because I don't want anything come back on me. It comes back anyway. I don't want to make it intentional. I always try to put out what I get back, and I watch it too. I watch the universe and how it responds to me. Watch the universe. It's serving you, and it's trying to love you. Even if it's a tough parent, it is trying to love you. So when I see blessings coming my way, which thankfully I have so much lately, I know I'm on the right side of what I want to put out. But even if you get things back that you don't consider good, sometimes it's just the past playing out. So don't think you're necessarily on the wrong side of what you want to put out. It may just be that at some point you put out what you maybe didn't want back, and now it's kind of filtering into you. But eventually it'll all be balanced, and you will get back, well, we always get back what we deserve, honestly. We get back what we deserve. And I can be very blunt about that. You know, if someone were to say to me about something, that they've done, I might say to them, well, you'll get the karma. I definitely would think it. But it doesn't mean, again, that I'm celebrating it or wanting it. It's a trust in the universe. And you can trust the universe to always respond to what everyone is doing. No one gets away with anything, including you. But that is nothing to fear. Because if you are living from a higher place of, I feel love for everyone, or at least I don't feel hate. Because sometimes, even though I'm told by my guides that love should always be at play, we can all have moments where we're tested, when we're challenged, but never go full-blown over to the 360 side of the opposite of love. Always try to be in balance and to watch your thoughts and watch your feelings. And if you do that and they're positive, then you can trust that what flows into you will be good. Now, also, that's the same with money, by the way. If you put out, I can't afford that. Or if you put out, oh, I don't need to be a millionaire. I'm all right with just enough. That's what you get. So make sure that you're all right with what you're putting out. Now, if you ask to be a millionaire, and then you don't feel that you are deserving or worthy of it, or you think you have to earn it, well, you will get back a response to that. And so, again, it doesn't always have to be about negativity. The universe responds to who you are in every way and gives you back who you are. And that's enlightening, honestly. It's educational. And sometimes it can even be fun when you're getting the response back, depending on the situation. But back to our topic, let them. What I've learned is when you let people be who they are and you don't ask them to change, heaven will bless you. Now, that doesn't mean you allow them to abuse you verbally, emotionally, especially physically. It's about the regular relationships in our life and interactions. When someone, again, doesn't consider you, when you want a child to be a certain way and they're not, let them be who they are, to the best of your ability. What I find when I let them nowadays, because I, again, used to measure, and maybe you do this as well, I used to measure my own self-worth on how others treated me. I don't do that anymore. I measure my self-worth just on me and how I am as a person. And if I'm good, I'm good. And I have a very good bar for myself, as we all should have a good bar for ourselves. So I've learned, again, that when I let people be who they are, and I just let it flow, that I get blessings, that I get positive feedback, that things work out in my favor. And I can observe and know that even if I don't know it, if I don't see it, that the people who are not being their highest selves with me will get feedback. They will get feedback from the universe. But again, you cannot celebrate it. You cannot wait for it. You cannot hope for it. You just know it's the way it works. All is just. All is equal. There are no favorites in the universe. There's no special children that get breaks that not everyone can get. There's no VIP section. We all get what we put out. That's why it is right and good to put out what you want. And it should always be unconditional. When I give, it's unconditional. If it's not unconditional, I don't give. I will do that. If you call me to give to a charity and I'm not feeling happy about giving, I don't give. You can't make me do it. You can't make me feel bad about it because I know it has to be unconditional. I don't write invoices for what I do in my personal life. I just don't. It is not right to write invoices, to give, and then wait to see what you get back. Never, ever, under any circumstances, ever say to a person, after all I've done for you, oh my gosh, that's up there with the worst sins. Because what it means is nothing was ever out of love. It was always conditional. There was always an invoice written. Only give from a place of generosity, of gratitude, of blessings, of joy. And then it multiplies and you get it back. But you can't look for it, remember, because then it's conditional. If you look for the blessings, it's conditional. I keep an eye on it, observing, just to see how I'm doing. And I own it. If I see that in some way, I'm always reviewing to see how I'm doing. And I notice the littlest things that work out and the large things that work out. And I'm grateful and I say thank you. Say thank you within yourself and out to the universe when you notice that you get a break. Maybe it's a little coupon that you didn't expect that you get. Maybe someone let you in front of them in line for no reason. Notice that. That's a response to your energy. And I'm fair when I deal with my fellow humans. Very fair. Oops, they did something that wasn't thoughtful. Maybe they're coming to it from this viewpoint. Maybe it's about this. I try to give them a break. Always. Because we are human. And again, most of the time, someone is not trying to intentionally hurt you. When people hurt, they're coming from their own pain. But that doesn't mean you're supposed to put up with it. Again, don't let people mistreat you. But let people be human. Understand that we're all that way. Even a 5-year-old child has humanity within them and thoughts and perceptions of a circumstance that maybe they're sharing with you, but you both see it differently. Allow others to see it differently. Allow yourself to disagree on things. Because we all have our own lens. When I am not considered, I make a note. Make a note. This is what I do want. And what I've learned is don't go to that particular person for it. Just throw it out to universe. I've noticed this, and I would like this. Thank you. And it is good, and it is right, and I am happy, and I am free. Let life circumstances show you what you want, and then ask for it. Yes, sometimes it cannot come from those that you most want it from. But heaven is wonderful about sending the helpers. If you do not have a good relationship with a parent, they'll send you an emotional parent. Someone who's like that relationship for you. Yeah, is it the same? No. But can it be close? Yes. And you can't hide. You can't fake it. It's another thing that some can do where they try to buy their way through this world. The universe knows what you're doing, and you will get the feedback to show you that everything at any point was supposed to be free. That's what the eye of the camel meant. You cannot buy your way into heaven on earth or heaven in that other realm. Everything should be from the heart. Even if you don't use your heart enough in your mind. And I can be like that. Don't think I'm giving as generously as I'd like to. Sometimes because I work and then I'm tired. So I'm still finding balance in my life. But I have found I'm working on it, and I have made inroads. Let them judge you. If someone in my world thinks that I don't give enough, let them. They're losing out. Because when someone thinks you're not doing enough, they're judging. And when you put judgment out, you get judgment back. And none of us like to be judged. Not at all. So what I do, I'm like a Disney monorail riding over. I can briefly glance down on things. And I don't mean down in a I'm better than way. I mean above the fray way. I don't get any more emotionally involved in what people are thinking or saying about me. I let them do what they're doing in that muck and mayhem, and I ride above it. People can assume, and you've all heard it, what assuming means and does. You usually don't have all the information when you assume. But the truth will always come out, and the truth will always set you free. And the universe has its wonderful way of divine timing. It'll trickle it out, or it'll plop it down all at once. But it knows what it's doing. It does. And in this world today, where it can be very negative at times, protect yourself. Let it be that way, and you feel the happiness and the peace within. Do not chase after others. Do not worry about what is happening. Do not have fear. Do not try to fix and save. It never works. Because again, you're trying to change someone. And sometimes people don't want to change. And it doesn't mean they don't care. It just means they don't want to change. Focus within yourself on those people around you for the good that they do bring, for the moments. Milk that and let them be who they are. And if you let them be who they are and you're not emotionally tied, you will get 10 times better and other people come around you. People will come back evolved, or new people will enter your life, new generosities, new opportunities. And do you really want people around you that don't know who you are? That would intentionally harm you? That would talk to you as if you're, not good? No, who needs that? That's so unhealthy. It's literally toxic. And that's not good for our health, our well-being, our happiness, our prosperity. So let them be who they are, and if necessary, let them go. And if they're your family or your loved ones in another way, let them be who they are and see the best in them. And when you see the best in them, they tend to want to give you the best. That's the way to navigate this world. When someone has a bad day, let them. When someone doesn't include you, let them. Release the anger, release the pain, release the grief. When someone decides you're not for them, let them. It means you upgrade. Love is not measured by someone being what you want them to be. Love is measured by unconditional love. No matter who they are, what they're doing, how they live their lives. Live in good quality in your life. Accept everyone for who they will be. And again, you'll probably get the best out of them then. And if it's not enough, then you can back away. And if it is enough, enjoy. We all want unconditional love. We all want to know we're valued. Sure. We all want to be accepted and to be adored. Because again, home does that. And we want it here, heaven on earth. It's coming. It really is. You don't even have to believe it. It's coming. But until you see it fully here, love your neighbor as much as you can. Love yourself even more. And let them be who they are. And if they intentionally harm you, cut the cords. And if they don't, love them through their pain. Let them be who they are, and you will be God on earth. And then watch all that happen after that. All the good, all the abundance, all the power, all the empowerment. Your Father in heaven asks you to serve, to essentially be God on earth. And then this wonderful master gave us human bodies, which completely contradicts that. A little bit of a boot camp. But you can still pull it off as I can pull it off. But most especially love yourself. Because you're unique and there's nobody like you. And this world would be different without you. For most of us, it would not be better without us. Thank you so much for listening to me today, for joining me. I hope that this helped in some way and that you connected in some way. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahaupt.com. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, like, subscribe, share. I would appreciate it so very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am rooting for your healing. I know you're worth it. I would so love you to have the best life possible. Give it to yourself as much as you can. Give yourself that freedom. Thank you again, and many blessings.